Does your horn not work? When these are police cars, the reason the horn doesn't work when you get it, most likely, is because when they're in service, they cut the horn wire, they run a relay through the police siren, so that when the emergency lights are on, if the officer hits the horn, it chirps the siren instead of honking the horn. When the lights are off, the horn works. When they remove the police equipment, a lot of places don't hook up that wire. So they just leave it cut, they rip out all the police lights and so forth. Then when you get the car, the horn won't work. So before you start looking at clock springs and fuses and all sorts of other things, you need to get down under your glove box and look. It should be kind of a dark blue or dark green wire that's cut. Now, mine was cut right under there. You may not be so lucky, but chances are they've cut it in a somewhat accessible place because they don't want to do any more work than they have to do. So find the cut wire, reconnect it, and your horn should work just like factory. Trunk pop. Yours may pop with the key off or only with the key on, and you may have seen other Crown Vics that are the opposite of yours. That's completely normal. If you want to switch it, there's a wire harness located behind here. One says accessory and one does not. If you hook up the one that says accessory, then this only works when the key is in accessory position or run position. If you hook up the other one, then you have full-time power here and this will open all the time. Rear doors and windows. Chances are your windows don't roll down and your doors won't open from the inside. Now mine do. If you're lucky, the door fix will just be the pin that's behind there, and I have a video of that. If you're unlucky, they've ripped the rods out of the door and you'll have to find new rods or fashion your own rods using some sort of electrical wire hanger or something along those lines. The window switch, if they knew what they were doing, right behind this B pillar here, there is a wire connector and they just disconnected it. If they didn't know what they were doing, then they may have cut a wire at the switch here or done some other wire cutting somewhere. Center console, why don't you have a center console? Well, that's because when these things are in service, they have most of the police equipment here. Light controls, siren controls, all that stuff. I'll show you. But chances are when your car was in service, it had something like this here in between the seats. So they probably just ripped all of that out and left you with nothing between your seats. I've seen a lot of people put like Ford Explorer from the junkyard center consoles and they seem to be happy with them. I'll be honest, this is the $30 Walmart special. I love this thing. I know some people don't. It fits perfectly. The front cup holders are sturdy. The storage space is really convenient. The big thing that people complain about is this back piece falling off, and that's a really easy fix. You just JB weld on the inside once it comes off, because it will come off. I mean, you put any kind of body weight on it, it'll fall off. JB weld it back on and it'll last you a long time. Dome lights. It's also called dark mode on the Crown Victoria. When you open your doors, if the lights don't come on, could be several things. They could have actually activated dark mode. If you have a newer model, that's going to require a trip to the dealership to turn that off. If you're lucky, they may have just pulled the bulb out of here. If you have an older model Crown Vic, there's actually a dark mode activation wire that's underneath the glove box there. It has a blue connector, and basically, I don't remember if it's connected or disconnected, but basically do the opposite of what you have and it'll switch either dark mode on or off. Now it may take a couple cycles, meaning running the engine, turning it off, before it actually switches modes. Mine, it was pretty instant, but I've heard other people, you maybe have to drive the car 5 or 10 times before the dark mode thing switches off. But like I said, I've also seen a lot of them where there's just no bulb up here. So if you are unlucky enough to have a Crown Vic that has dark mode activated and it's a newer model that requires a trip to the dealership, I am working on a video right now, should be hopefully out by the time you see this, of how to do a workaround on that so that your lights will come on.